Hello YouTube, Canadian Edge here, and we are going to do another knife review today. And the knife we have with us today, it is the Civivi Spiny Dogfish. And I've liked this knife the first time I saw it. I thought that's a cool looking knife. I really like the aesthetics of it, and so I picked one up. And so this knife, it boasts a blade length of 3.47 inches. Open, it is 7.81 inches, and closed, it is 4.33 inches. The steel on it, it is a 14C28N. Excuse me. It has reverse tanto style blade, and it has a weight of 3.07 ounces. The handle on this, it is a textured G10 handle, so it gives you a nice grip on there, and it does have a deep carry pocket clip that's right-handed only. So right hand deep carry tip up pocket clip on this guy. Sorry lefties, not a reversible one on there. The opening on this, it is a thumb hole opening to allow you to flick, and that was not very good. We'll try that again. There we go. I don't do a lot of work with my thumb on this knife. I tend to use the reverse flick. I find it a lot easier, and I have a little better control of the knife, I find, for myself. But you can do either method, or you can do a flick like that and open it if you want. But I find for me the easiest is to do the reverse flick. It does have a liner lock on it. Push it down and close your blade. So easy working on the liner lock there. And it does have a finger choil, which is nice. But you want to be careful because that cutting edge goes right to the edge of the finger choil. So don't slice your finger when you put it in there. Make sure you're paying attention to what you're doing. But it does give you that extra control and extra grip depending on what you're doing with the knife. And the pivot on it, nice smooth pivot, almost drop close. It has the ball bearings in it, so it doesn't take much to open and close this knife. Nice and smooth, and a little quieter pivot on this knife than some knives. And I like it. I think it works well. Let's take a look at some size comparisons. We have the Ontario Rat 2, and we have the Benchmade Bug Out. So you can see it's slightly bigger than both these knives. Has a little, both almost a finger length of size difference than these two. And so I would classify this more in the larger size category. So there's the Civivi Cogent and the Sencut Saxy. And you can see it's pretty close to the same size as these guys. Not much smaller. So I'd throw it in the larger knife category. As far as sharpness, let's see what we've got for sharpness. Nice thing about the 14C28N, and you can see that this one is sharp. It cuts the paper no problem. But the nice thing I was going to say about the 14C28N is it's kind of the higher end budget steel. So it holds an edge fairly well, and it is easy to sharpen. So we don't have to go through a lot of effort to sharpen. And when you put the old zip tie up against it, it goes through that pretty easy. Let's see about this paracord type rope. Oh, no effort at all. So nice sharp edge on it. Excuse me, when it comes out from the factory. And you can see there's no blade play up and down. And it is centered. which is nice. Civivi does a nice job of finishing their knives, I think, and I've really enjoyed the Civivi knives. I think they're a good quality knife, at least in my opinion. I really like the aesthetics of this knife. I like the blade profile on this. You've got a couple different grinds on there. You got the swedge, the thumb hole. I think it makes it look good. The choil. Just a smart looking blade. I like the handle on it. It's kind of a funky design with the good grip on there. And so it just makes it a little more unusual than a lot of the knives that are on the market, although still kind of similar, but it's a good look for me. I really like it, and I like the green on the black, and you can get a couple different colors with that, the black G10 and the plain blade and that, so it comes in a couple different models. I like the ergonomics on it. The ergonomics are good. It has a bit of a thumb ramp here that allows you to push against with your thumb. If you need a little more control, if you're slicing something, you got the choil there, so you got that grip. So it's a nice grip on it. Ergonomics work well on it, so very happy with that. And I mentioned you do get the solid grip on there, secure. It feels good in the hand. It's a fun knife to use, and works great on opening boxes and stuff like that. You've got the different angles to work with depending on the job that you're doing. So that's nice. I like how they've designed this knife. And the pivot is smooth on it, so nice and smooth pivot on it. My only real complaint for this knife, and anybody who's watched my videos knows what's coming, they didn't make the pocket clip flush. And they did have the material that they could have countersunk that and made it flush. So it's just a little wear and tear on the pocket, which I'm not a fan of. But a lot of knife companies, for whatever reason, do it. I guess it's a little extra work, so they don't do it. But it is nice when they do. It just avoids that little bit of extra wear and tear on your pocket. But other than that, very happy with the knife. As I said, it fits in the pocket really well. It's comfortable to use. It's an all-around good knife. I would definitely recommend this as an everyday carry knife. It looks good, and people they'll notice it. It'll be a good conversation piece with your friends. So yeah, I recommend this as an everyday carry knife for anybody who's looking for a good solid everyday carry. And I don't think you'll be disappointed. And these come in, I'm trying to think, here in Canada, I think it was around the $100 mark, just under 100, in the 90s, $90. So I'll put a link to it in the description for anybody who's interested, and you can find these. House of Knives carries them, and I think Warriors and Wonders Blades Canada carries them. So I'll put links to that in the description. And be sure to check them out. Be sure to check out Civivi's lineup. They have a great lineup of knives, really good variety of knives. And so I'm sure that you can find whatever type of knife you're looking for in their lineup, and decent knives and decent prices. So I recommend checking out the Civivi Spiny Dogfish. All right, that's it for this review. I'll be doing another review coming up. Hit the like, leave a comment, subscribe, and watch for more content coming up. But until we meet again, you stay safe and stay sharp.